Have you ever woken up and you really don't want to do anything? Like everything that you have to do or you normally do that's normally relatively easy, it just seems like such a giant monstrous like feat that you don't want to do it, and you just put it off and decide to have like a last minute lazy morning. But that's what this morning was for us, or at least for me. I decided that I really didn't want to go run 10 miles or do much of anything in the morning. So I literally didn't do anything aside from cleaning up a couple of lovely gifts from our girl Kat. And literally the only reason that she deposits those gifts is because she eats too fast. But back to what I was saying. Literally, I didn't want to do anything, so I decided just to make coffee and have some oatmeal and honestly play some video games. And then I walked out on my balcony and I realized that it was actually really nice outside, which again, that's a rarity for Tennessee. So I honestly decided to go on a walk, and going on this walk, it's kind of made me want to really, I kind of want to go on a run now. I guess that's a good thing, right? It kind of makes the nice weather's making me want to do something I was supposed to do to begin with. We actually got an interesting email today, and it was from a company that wants to buy the license for 5 seconds of footage on a wedding film that we shot like 3 years ago. And honestly, the price wasn't that bad. Like I'm okay with it. I got a question that I really liked, and I saw it just before I went on my run, and I thought about it, and I'm going to answer it in this video just because I think it is such a good question. Mostly because it's something that I really struggle with, especially shooting in Nashville, because Nashville is, as great as it is, there's just not an abundance of things to do like there is in like Los Angeles or New York or some other city, especially if you're not traveling. Even those cities can get kind of boring if you're not traveling, and we haven't traveled for like a couple of months now. So because of that, I've been finding that I'm experiencing what this question is referring to, and I'm going to talk about it right here. The question is, hey John, thought of a question I couldn't answer the other day, and I thought, who'd better ask than the guy that does a daily vlog? Do you ever record content that you are excited about and then you get to edit and it feels like there's nothing there to work with, or the content is boring and not worth editing? Short answer, I feel like most things that I'm shooting, the subject matter itself isn't particularly interesting. I think what makes it interesting is really the way that it's edited and the way that it is incorporated within the story of the overarching like theme for the video. Translation, most of the stuff that I'm shooting, to be completely honest, isn't the most exciting, but it's the story and the narrative that it serves that hopefully makes it more interesting. A good example would be of me running. 9 times out of 10, running is, if you ever go on a run or if you ever run with somebody, you know that it's not exactly the most interesting thing. It's very monotonous, it's very boring, it's not exactly thrilling, especially to watch. But the way that it is included and incorporated within a video, it can be a valuable piece of content within that video to help push the story and the narrative forward. With all that being said, that doesn't necessarily mean that I include everything that I shoot. If I'm being completely honest and I had to put a rough percentage on it, I would say that probably 20 to 30% of the stuff that I shoot doesn't get included in this vlog, especially if I'm sitting down at my desk and I'm talking for a while. That can get really boring really fast. When I first started, the percentage was much higher. It was probably like 60%, 50 to 60% would not get used, but now I've learned to be a little more efficient with my time. I've learned how to talk to a camera a little bit better and to be very quick and concise in as few words as possible. So basically what I'm trying to say in not so few words is, yes, there are many times where I go to edit something and it's not, when I look at it originally, or when I initially look at it, it's like, how am I going to include this? This is the most boring thing in the world. But I try to, through a series of like B-roll cuts and keeping it as short and sweet as I possibly can, 9 times out of 10, I'm able to make those like boring scenes a little more interesting and a little more thought-provoking for the whole of the video. I hope that answers your question. My run was great, by the way. It was kind of windy, but it was great.